And once again, return with a short update on the one-man army progress. Currently, we are sitting in Valdrakken, but we have been doing quite a bit of progress. As you can see, we are level 68. It's almost all been done with gathering, very nearly. I'm gonna say I've been doing world quests for upgrades just as I go, so that way our item level won't be absolutely atrocious. But you can see we've done a ton of gathering. Okay, I mean we have so many resources, it's kind of ridiculous, and I don't even know if it's going to be enough. I hope so. The total value of all this, I would have no idea. I could do some calculations and maybe I'll put them up on screen here, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But we're currently level 68. We have been leveling the Death Knight a little bit. He's sitting at 27 right now, and everything else is pretty much untouched. Um, I think I'm going to level the Fire Mage all the way to 70 using Gathering, and I'm going to try to get the Death Knight into Valdrakken and then use Time Walking to hit him to 70. Uh, I do know that I don't have any leathers or anything like that because of skinning, and I know that's like used in a lot of stuff as well, so that could be an issue. Uh, Gathering that does not sound fun at all. I'm gonna be honest, but I guess you get a lot more than when it comes to like gathering herbs and minerals, right? I also sat down and got a rules list that I'm happy with. Essentially that I can use Mythic Plus gear, but it can never exceed my crafted gear. So if I have one crafted piece, I can have one Mythic Plus piece of gear. Any of my choosing, it doesn't matter. It's just one and one, right? But if I have two, um, it can no longer go to two. I'm just saying I'm allowing myself the first one, and then after that, when I have three, I can have two, and when I have four, I can have three Mythic Plus pieces, and so on and so forth. And that way, we're able to still climb the gear treadmill a little bit without it taking an obscene amount of time. Um, and also a little bit for my sanity. Past that, I think I'm gonna do Hunter and Shaman after my Death Knight, and those should be the four alts we'll be playing with. I might do Hunter before my Shaman. We'll see. I'm debating if I want to play Hunter or not. But yeah, we have a ton of materials, a lot of rousing orders, a lot of rousing fires and earths. Not very many rousing air at all, which is kind of depressing. I don't think we're gonna really need rousing decay all that much. So when we only got that like today, because we picked up one and it killed us. I was like, never again. A lot of rousing frost because we have changed our gathering location from the Waking Shores, where we were just doing a big loop. Uh, Kind of like this, sometimes cutting through the middle, but usually coming around like this. Uh, to now we're in the Azure Span, which has a much nicer like variety of resources and a lot of Writhe Bark because I was really worried I wasn't going to have enough Writhe Bark for stuff later. So I looked up like a good Writhe Bark farm. Excuse me. And this is kind of what I came to the conclusion with. Most people are saying that in the Azure Span, there's a lot of Writhe Bark spawns. So yeah, that's kind of where we've located ourselves now, which you do get a lot of Rousing Frost nodes. Um, but overloading Rousing Frost nodes are really, really nice because once you kill the ice blocked node it spawns, it keeps dropping herbs, and I get a lot of Writhe Bark from that. So I like it a lot. Um, Not a lot of Saxifrage and not a lot of Bubble Poppy, surprisingly, right? You'd think these would be a lot higher than the Writhe Bark, but not really. Uh, Tons of Ceravite, which is really nice because we're going to need gems and stuff. So we're going to need a lot of like resources that we can dump into prospecting, I think it's called, at some point. Not a lot of Casgarite at all. Not very much of that. And Draconium's sitting pretty nice as well. Not too many tier 3 resources. Then again, we don't really have like uh too much gathering gear because we can't make anything yet. So all we have is the pick and the shovel that we bought a while back. As you can see, we have 5 points in Bountiful Harvest and 40 points in Writhe Bark. I will say, I don't see the Writhe Bark proccing as much as I would hope for it having 50 points into it. I was hoping to like maximize the amount of Writhe Bark I get, but it doesn't seem like it changes it a lot. The most I've seen myself grab from memory is 7, and I think that's only happened once. This might increase the chances, but it doesn't seem like a lot. Like, obviously, because it gives you skill and stuff, and then it gives you general skills as well. But I don't know if this was worth it in the end. If I was to redo it, I don't know what I would put it in, but it probably wouldn't be Writhe Bark. Again, Botany just unlocked it through the skill maximizing, and same with the elements. I just went ahead and started putting any extra points I get into mashing the elements, because the elemental herbs, you do find quite a bit of them, so increasing and then changing the reducing the cooldown on the overloads for these is really, really valuable. So other than that, it's pretty much the same deal with the mining, but instead we went over here and we've maximized our finesse. And I think you can really tell the difference with how much finesse we got. I know you also get a lot more ores and herbs, I'm pretty sure. I can't say that for fact, but I do notice that we have a ton of materials. And I have done like 60 to 70 on my warrior. And I did not have nearly this many resources from what I remember. Although I think I was selling them like on the daily because the prices were going down and it was like early days of Dragonflight, right? So, I mean, I didn't really have a reference point for how much I had gathered. So, this is a lot more than I thought I'd have, I'm going to be honest. It feels like a nice starting point. Yeah, so we're halfway through 68. It's about an hour a level, if I had to say, pretty consistently at all levels from what it feels like, give or take about 20 minutes. A little bit of luck, because sometimes when you get hardened deposits, let's see if this one, they'll give you like 7k experience. So sometimes if you get real lucky, you'll find a whole bunch of deposits that are hardened, and they just give a ton of experience, and I don't know why. I'm gonna try to get to it. I got a little distracted, but rousing orders are pretty valuable, so I don't want to miss out on those if I don't have to. I'm hoping to give a reference here, so hopefully don't disappear on me. You've been here for like the last 20 minutes. Alright, let's see. Should be 7.5. Okay, 7.7 because I think I have a little bit of acid. But yeah, so sometimes the leveling can go a little bit quicker than normal or a little bit slower depending on how lucky I am. Usually I'm just finding the frozen ones, or whatever they're called, frigid or whatever. And that's like the general ones I'm finding out in the Azure span. Other than that, a lot of primal as well. So that's nice because it kind of gives you a mix. And when you overload the primals, it just randomly sometimes gives you rousing orders and stuff like that. Sometimes it just gives you a straight up one of the awakened orders. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. I haven't been rushing it too hard because I don't want to like burn out. But I have been trying to be consistent because I really want to get to 70. I really want to start progressing these professions, and I really want to get these other ults going a little bit more. But I've been jumping between classic to give myself a little break, or like, you know, relaxing and watching a YouTube video for 20 minutes and then jumping back on. Usually I'm watching YouTube while playing, but you know. Other than that, there's not too much to update you on. I haven't really done anything past that, but soon, once we hit 70, we're off to the races, dude, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.